Oh shit.
Last we left off, you all took some time clearing out the rest of the village of Barovia looking for survivors, finding a few zombies and roughly 30 Barovian villagers nestled into the what appeared to be like the town community center. Then you took the rest of the evening planning out where your next move would be. Debating between taking the well or going on foot, trekking all the way to Kresk with the Barovian survivors. Radovan wanted to check out his elven brethren at the Vistani camp to the south of Vallaki. But we resume inside of Ismark's house after, I believe, having awoken from a long rest, scattered throughout the dining room and the downstairs area. Some of you retreated to the upstairs bedrooms to find your peace and quiet for the evening, but the day is yours. What do you do?
You know, it's kind of funny because I think there was something that I wanted to do, but...
I mean, you're more than welcome to do it, and I'll tell you, unless you wanted me to tell you in private.
That's the thing, I don't remember what I was going to do.
You wanted to do
weeks ago.
You wanted to commune and ask some secretive questions.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you that in private, or?
I mean...
I'll just whisper it to you, and you can do it.
Yeah, just whisper it to me. It's not like... Yeah. Just whisper it to me.
What are the rest of you wanting to do? Andrew, I know, or Anderson, I know that you wanted to find some potions. We can definitely make that available next time we get to a major hub, and we'll do kind of a wham bam thank you ma'am and give you some potions when rather than having to do the whole you find a shop and go in and browse and ask what they have, and or we can
and
do
then
that.
I ask everything about the shop owner, you know, where they came from, their backgrounds, everything.
What's their name?
Yeah. What about the others? What are you doing, Radovan and Temperance?
I think Temperance is just ready to do whatever the group wants.
That doesn't sound very Temperance of you.
It's not very, no, like, it's not, you know, she wants to, like, move on and do the next thing, but,
she doesn't want to blow something up or something? Good lord.
Oh, she always wants to blow something up, but there's nothing
she doesn't want to be just brooding and
purposeful to blow up right now, you know? She blows up with purpose. Maybe she goes out and goes on a walk.
She goes on a what?
Yeah. A walk through the village.
Of Barovia?
Yeah.
On your own?
By yourself?
I guess the town. Yeah, she just wants to, like, have a little morning walk. There's nothing suspicious about it at all.
No, nothing at all.
Super normal morning walk that she wants to take.
Yeah. No, it's just super normal, yeah.
How are you going about doing it? Are you just, because you took a room upstairs, or you wake up?
She'll just walk down, basically hope that no one really notices her leave.
Are you taking all of your belongings, or are you traveling minimally? Okay, minimalistically.
I just have her backpack with her, you know, book and...
Okay, so you're bringing everything.
So I'm pretty sure we're walking right past Radovan if we're doing this room.
Yeah, probably. If someone wants to stop her and talk to her, they can, but...
Radovan, did you stay in her room?
Walk.
No, I stayed in the hallway.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Radovan, keeping tabs.
That's his MO. He's a hallway.
He's a hallway sleeper. He just finds a rug. Just rolls up.
I swear.
Well, you meditate too, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, he just sits down and thinks about life, dude.
Whenever there has been a hallway, Radovan has slept in it.
All right. Without the knowledge of Temperance leaving,
Sure.
Would Radovan have started his 4-hour meditation as soon as you came in last night, or would you have stayed up and would you still be in the process of your meditation now as she's leaving? I'm debating on whether
I think he probably would have stayed up.
he
So I
would
think
have stayed
still
up.
would be
Okay,
meditating.
you're towards the tail end of your meditation. So for that, if you want to try to sneak by without rousing him, because if he's towards the tail end, he's probably awaking soon. Roll a stealth check.
Okay.
But just roll a stealth check.
Mm.
He's just bumping into the hallway.
It's the hat. She's not very stealthy.
Poof, there goes a candle.
Her like foot hit. It's like a table, and she just yelps out.
Yeah. As you
Should I even? I mean, I think I should still roll. It's not like.
Catches her cloak in the door.
Look, natural one. There, she can get it out.
I mean, skill check.
Or would it be pass?
No. I mean, skill checks are different than automatic.
Then-
Like
then
even if you
attack
had a
rolls.
20 or a natural 20, it still goes based off the number rather than automatic success or automatic fail.
Yeah, I'm like totally elsewhere with my meditation, and then just a crash of noise yanks me from my.
Tumbles down the stairs.
You with your bag on, and you're stepping out into the hall, looking both ways, trying to be as quiet as possible. Stepping onto the rug, your back foot catches it a little bit, and you stumble forward, grabbing onto the end table, butting up against the wall across from Radovan, making a clatter, and he startles awake. Do you continue on? Radovan, do you say anything?
What are you doing?
Temperance is gonna keep walking like nothing happened unless Radovan does something.
Well, I say, what are you doing? Do you just keep walking?
Well, no, I mean,
No, that's
Yeah,
fine. You can.
walking,
You can.
yeah.
Go ahead. You can. That's totally fine.
just going out for a minute and closes the door behind her.
Goodness sake. I was right at the tail end. Not that time means anything in that space, but I'll go back to meditating.
Okay. Walking down, you find in kind of the foyer area, looking off to the right, you see still so many Barovian villagers kind of slumped over each other, laying up against the wall. A little bit cleaner now, but some of them idly chewing on bread. The ones that are awake still being that pillow for their sleeping partner or child. But nobody else interrupts you before you step out into the morning. Looking out, remembering the grassy area where you had gone to retrieve the finger from the previous night, now covered with morning dew and fog rolling in. Same as most mornings of Barovia. Dark, gray skies, overcast, not allowing any sunlight to penetrate through. What do you do? Are you just going to take a walk around? Is there anything you're looking for or anything you wanted to do while you were out and about?
I mean, Temperance was part of the search party yesterday, so she knows, some of the bodies that may be in, like, the houses and on the streets. And since things are a little quieter now, she'll probably be looking for one once she's fully out of view of the house. And she has an empty health potion that I was going to take some of the blood from one of the bodies and put in the flask, but there's no potion.
Okay.
Nothing evil about that at all.
Nothing weird. It's not weird. It's not
Perfectly
nothing's weird. It's
normal.
just a super normal walk.
Hold on. Just so you might have said it and I might have missed it. Are you looking for blood of one of the zombie creatures or a Barovian that was yet to be turned? Because the blood is going to be completely different.
Mm.
You want that good stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, then I'm probably looking for someone who was returned. I guess I hadn't thought about the blood being different from Disney's zombie person.
One that wasn't turned?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give me an investigation check. This is going to be a pretty high DC.
Luckily.
Yeah. Having been on the search party the day before, you start going into some of the buildings that you hadn't been in before, that maybe some of the other people in your party had been through. You pass dozens of turned corpses, and it's not until probably about an hour or so in that you eventually stumble upon a small building that hadn't been checked yet, completely barricaded on the outside. But as you're kind of peeking in underneath of one of the boards, looking in through a window, you see what appears to be an incredibly frail looking, sunken cheeks and eyelids, elderly woman laying in a straw bed, arm kind of dangling out from underneath of the covers, motionless, her skin extremely pale. You can see from the outside that there's no movement. You don't see any breathing, but you'll now have to kind of push your way in, find a way to get inside.
So I can kind of see through into there.
Yeah, similar to the community center, the town hall. The windows were boarded up, and the door barricaded. Like you tried the door first, tried to push it open. It was barred from the inside. It appears that, like even looking like this is a studio. There's just a single room house tucked in between a couple others. It's easy to see why it was overlooked because of its size. It appears that they were really effective in barricading themselves in, and just so long without food and water that they just died of old age and starvation. And you can see all that from your window.
Yep, my little peek. Is there glass in the window?
Magnifying glass.
No, there is some, but it's clearly already broken.
Okay. In that case, Temperance is going to cast Mage Hand.
Okay.
And use the Mage Hand to go in through the window and she'll kind of walk around so she still has sight of it, and use that to pull off any barricades.
Okay, what's the push-pull force on Mage Hand? I want to say it's only like 5 pounds. Like it's something really low.
It's pretty sad.
So
that's blast.
I don't think Mage Hand would be able to pull or push off 10 pounds. Yeah. It's not going to be able to do anything that you wouldn't be able to do from the outside, unfortunately.
Fine. Can I blast the door open?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to. How are you going to do that? With an Eldritch Blast? Or are you going to use a different spell? Yeah.
Take a few steps back and Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you. Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll or anything. Yep.
Already did. So.
Perfect. Yeah, force damage. Just splinters. Sends it in flying as you step in. Dust and kind of debris just creating like an interior fog. The corpse laying in the bed, now covered with some broken bits of wood and clothes that were scattered during the blast. But you're free to enter now.
Cool. Yeah, Temperance is gonna walk in. I think gently take the arm of the dead old lady and pull out a knife and pull out the empty like potion bottle that she has and take some blood from her.
Okay.
By the way, does it seem like she's been dead for more than, say, like, a day?
Oh yeah, she's definitely been dead for longer than a day. Yeah, it's...
Well, Temperance will still do it. She probably doesn't know any better.
Oh, is this a spell component that you're looking for? I mean, you can... If there's something specific that you're looking for, I don't know what you're wanting blood for.
Great.
Keep going, please.
She's just mutilating corpses. That's all. Go for it.
Does it? Okay.
Not a psychopath at all.
Just for no reason at all. No,
You can message me privately if you'd rather. But yeah,
I'll tell you the spell that I have. It's fine.
Give me
summon greater demons. So.
Oh, okay. Nice. What's the spell component actually require? It just says a blood from
violent blood from a humanoid killed within the last 20.
Okay.
It's got to be fresh.
It's got to be killed.
Gotta
as
be
well.
fresh.
You just said killed in the last 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
I guess yeah, it is killed, not just died.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me
So do the
as your-
zombies count as humanoids?
Killers. They're not like in natural causes kind of thing. Well, maybe in Barovia they are.
Starvation killed her. It counts as killing.
Yeah, but that's more like an amorphous concept. Zombies in this world are a little more concrete. A little flesh and bone.
let's see. Are zombies, humanoids, D&D beyond?
I think they count as undead.
I would imagine
But is
so, but I
undead
just wanted to make sure.
humanoids?
I think it specifies. Yeah.
Find a humanoid.
'Cause,
that
like, I
was
think
chewed on a zombie or chewed on by a zombie not too long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, because a gnoll is considered a humanoid. So yeah, unfortunately, zombie, undead, not going to do it. But with this, you see this, and you draw the blood, and it comes out thicker than you would imagine. Your own blood, if you were to prick yourself, it's yeah. Not quite cottage cheese level, but it's definitely not
Not fresh.
not fresh. So whether or
No.
not you keep the blood or not, that's up to you.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, take a
Oh,
sip
wow.
just to be sure.
I mean,
Bathe in it,
There's
you
gotta
know,
be
there
a
you go.
fresher corpse. I mean, he just
A
arrived.
shot.
Somebody's had to have been.
I mean,
That's
nobody.
My blood was
Survivors.
flowing eventually.
I mean, it is very clear that this village has been under attack for quite some time. The amount of people that have been turned, and like, if they're going to be slain by a zombie, they're going to be turned into. So it would be very difficult for anything that would have been killed not by a zombie to still remain humanoid in order for her to draw the blood. So
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
They really scour the.
Next battle, I'll get him on the next one.
yeah, unless you murder one of the Vistani, or not Vistani, or it could be the Vistani, unless you murder one of the Barovian commoners
Don't
here.
give her ideas.
You're probably not going to find any fresh blood in this village.
Okay, all right.
Oh, wait, how much
Let's
blood
see
is it?
how I feel as the
Oh, they
day
still have
goes
to
on.
die.
Yeah, they still have to die.
They still have to die. It can't just be a live one.
Murdered, in fact. Can't be from starvation or.
Yeah. Ah, well. Well, Temperance makes her way back to the house then.
Her clothes is full of blood.
Well, I feel like you can be pretty controlled about it. You take like a little chunk and then you put the. You don't have to be covered in blood. Especially if it's all thick and
I know,
coagulated.
and it's easier not to be covered in blood because corpses don't bleed the same way live people do.
It was a really thick, not as thick as cottage cheese substance. We were able to dodge any spurts.
Oh well. Yeah, Temperance shows back up at the
What
house.
are the rest of you doing in the meantime? She was gone for about an hour.
What time of day is she doing this whole blood
Morning.
hunting?
Morning.
Morning?
Very early.
First thing in the morning. Just wake up and go steal some blood. Nothing weird about that.
So we agreed to walk these people over to Kresk, right? Like that's what we agreed on last time.
I suppose.
That's up to you guys.
Nobody would. Fine, I'll do it.
You're gonna chuck somebody into the well and see what happens?
Chuck somebody into the well. And see
I
what
mean,
happens. Not a soulless.
Roleplay that out for me, because I imagine you're not just picking up a helpless bystander and carrying them over your shoulder to the well and just chucking them in.
You're right.
Oh, you're looking for the most frail old person to throw in the well and then look back at everybody else. This is the way it is.
Well, we had described to Ismark how it works.
You did, yeah.
I'll go find Ismark then.
Okay. Walking into, hearing some kind of clattering of wood and ceramic in the kitchen area, you wander in and you see him cooking from some of the leftovers that you had prepared the day before. Good morning. Listen, thank you so much again for everything that you did. This probably means more to them and me than you know. I thank you so much.
I suppose. It's not. Sure.
Will we be heading out this morning sometime soon?
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. My companions described the magic of the wells.
Yes.
This other village, Kresk, you could go to.
I mean, I will not be going there. I will be staying here, no matter what. I would like to see my people safe, but I have preparations that need to be made before I go to the wedding.
Preparations do you have to do?
And give me a perception check. He actually, looking at you, he backs up slowly to the counter behind, and he pushes what appear to be some flowers underneath of a rag.
Is that what I see if I pass the perception check, or is there something else?
No, that's what you see. You see him push some flowers. Yeah, that's still all you see. You see several different colors of flowers. White. I can't tell if I have a. I thought I had a boogie. It was some sort of crusty on my lip. Anyways, I could see it right there. It was like in my mustache, and I was like, because I just went for a little beard trim, and I was like, did they fucking take a chunk out of my mustache, and I didn't notice it? Anyways, oh, I listen. Can I confide in you about something? I don't really know you that well, but I'm afraid Honora or Anderson might not understand. I have talked to my sister a little bit, and she
Spoke to her recently.
within like the last week or so, maybe a little bit longer. Part of the reason that I came back here to Barovia was after having talked to her, it forced me to leave Vallaki. She came to peace with her decision. With her fate, I guess I should say. It wasn't necessarily her choice in the beginning. But if it can bring peace to her people, our people here, then she's willing to do whatever it takes.
And you're sure she's not charmed by magic or anything?
Don't get me wrong, she's still... It wasn't... I feel like... From the description that I was given and that I saw when she was last charmed at Sir Pool, she was more enthusiastic. I guess there was a time, many months ago, where there was a cleric, Nicodemus, Anderson and Honora, your companions. They were part of this group. There was Honora's brother, Panton, was there, but we all were going to see Madame Eva on our way further into Vallaki. And, well, Irina and I were sleeping in the back of a wagon. And Strahd, dressed up as one of his alter egos, had come and charmed my sister in the middle of the night and taken her away. Luckily, your now companions were here, and they found him. We had a brief bout with him, the waterfall in the background. Reflecting back on it, it was a charming location, but I could tell then that she was much further under his spell, whereas when I talked to her most recently, there was still hesitancy in her voice. She was still... I could tell that as a brother, as family, sometimes you just know when it's someone's true self, and I truly believe that this was her wishing, that she was going to go along with whatever he had planned. It sounds like... Go ahead.
Do I know in the history, just thinking about this and like taking in what he's telling me, has there ever been a time where, like in the cycles, and I wonder if I've been alive for multiple or at least one.
You've been alive for a couple.
Yeah, where she has done where something like this has happened, where like they actually get wed?
Give me a history check with advantage because of your age and being from this area.
Roll with advantage? Okay.
What the fuck?
Oh shit, Honora's here.
Is she just listening in?
Could be her dog.
Her dog.
Quick, stop talking about Sarah.
I don't know, but if Sarah's gonna be here, I gotta do some moving around here to fix this video.
Hope the concert's all right.
Why
Hi.
can't
Okay, you
I?
can hear me.
Are you back? You're done?
I'm done. I did the thing. I did the adulting. The kid is happy. I'm free now.
That is awesome.
Wow, that was
Good
fast.
deal.
Started at 6:30, and it's just 3 songs, and then other kids are doing other parts of the concerts, and I was like, I'm leaving. Fuck this. I don't want to listen to other
Wow.
people's kids.
Fuck the other people's kids, yeah.
Gosh. All right, let me move people back around.
But I have videos of my kid if you guys want to be subjected to it.
Oh, we're good.
Not right now.
There's
Sorry to interrupt everything.
No, you're good.
they're just
You
about to
are
steal
good.
stuff and-
Temperance got some blood. That's pretty much what happened.
Some
Well,
She has
not
a
really,
finger,
though.
so it.
Oh no.
No, like
no.
some blood, but it was too old. It wouldn't work.
She decided to go throughout town and look for somebody that might have been freshly killed and decided to do a little surgery and draw blood from the individual. As much as a 19-year-old girl can possibly do.
17.
Never 17.
Yeah, I'm 19.
That makes it
She's
better.
17. I'm
Alrighty.
older. Okay, I'm wiser.
The most recent thing that had happened is Radovan was going to basically tell Ismark, hey, I'm gonna try out this well. He had walked
So we
in.
haven't left Barovia yet.
No, no,
Okay.
you haven't
We
missed
got a lot
anything.
done, all right? We got a lot done in half hour.
It's Curse of
We're gone.
Strahd. It's what we do. I love
Yeah.
it.
But the one thing is that he walked in and Ismark moved to the back and shoved some flowers that were on the kitchen counter underneath of a towel, and we were going through talking about how Irina has talked to Ismark within the last couple weeks and said that she is resigned to her fate, and she knows that it's for the best of the people. If they can all be safe, she's willing to just deal with it. And so Radovan was asking questions around that. And with a 10 on some terrible rolls, as far as you can remember, which for whatever reason you seem to be a little bit preoccupied, but as far as you remember, there hasn't been any brides. There hasn't been any wedding attempts. And there's definitely never been a success where he's won her over in any way, shape, or form and actually turned her to live with her forever.
And I don't know if she's. Yeah, okay. Damn.
You don't know if she's turned yet. You don't know if she's, all you know, and I guess you could even infer from the conversation that I believe was had between Strahd back at the Wizard of Wines when he was inviting you, that it was going to be a multiple day festival on the final day, or not festival, but party, a wedding, multi-day wedding, festivities. That's what I was meaning to say. Multiple day festivities. Final day is the wedding, and then after that is when like obviously we know the traditional consummation, but for Strahd's purpose, different. Of the bite. The final bite.
It's the final bite.
You missed out on the
Strahd
perfect
mine.
opportunity to
Blows
keep
mine.
it. It could have just been the final bite down. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
Bye.
Okay.
No one's ever accused me of being too clever.
Bite down.
So what do you do with that information? Do you ask any additional questions, seeing that
Yeah, man, John, that just blew my mind because like now it's like. Oh,
but
man.
I guess if I'm never going to get to see my sister the same way again, I want to be a loving and supporting brother. That way her last memories of me are fond ones. And I was going to make her wedding bouquet.
Those are your preparations. That bouquet is your. Those flowers you've tucked on.
I was going to... This sounds really stupid now because I never anticipated having to do this, but I was going to dig up my father's remains and see if I could find some sort of memorable brooch or pin or something that he was buried with, so I could give it to her for her to wear. That way, even after she's turned, maybe she'll always be able to have something that reminds her of who she is.
Turned. You mean she'll be turned into?
He wants her to be able to live forever with him. She cannot do that in her human form. Strahd has taken few brides before him, and all of them have met with the same fate.
And you're
More like concubines, really, but this is going to be his, or Irina is going to be his bride, his wife. No, of course I'm not okay with it. I came back here to Barovia to take my frustration out on the ruin, the decay that this town had become. I had heard rumors that it was overrun. And part of me selfishly hoped that I had died during the act. That I wouldn't have to face this challenge of going. But after my brush with death and you coming to save me, I thought maybe the Morning Lord is real, and maybe he did send you to stop me from dying so I could be there for her. I know it all sounds really stupid, and truthfully, I don't know what to... I just don't know what to do.
You're going armed with a brooch and a bouquet. You say you're not okay with it, and yet this is your plan. You know my kind. I've been around a long time. I cannot recall finding in all my travels any evidence that something like this has ever happened. So perhaps peace. What peace will there be, really? She goes with him. People will still die here. People will still be cycled through.
Maybe it will lift the curse. If it's never happened before, maybe this was what will break the curse.
Difficult for me not to be angry and to actually consider that as a possible reality. You can see why I threw you out of sorts. I will not tell what you have told me to the others. I think you should do it yourself. I need to sit with this.
I don't plan on telling them at all. I still have full understanding that you all are going to do what you plan to do. But in the event that it fails, I want to have made my peace with the alternative. And I want my sister to know that I loved her. I do love her. I will always love her. And don't get me wrong. If a fight does break out, if there is a plan, I will participate. But I will be warm, I will be welcoming, and I will be I just hope to be a strong presence at the wedding. Maintain my composure through it all.
True that what they say. You can live for centuries and people still surprise you.
All right, do you say or do anything else?
No, I think I leave. I don't even think I bring up the well stuff. Like, I don't even know what to...
All right, what are the rest of you doing while Radovan's processing the news that he had just heard?
I'm gonna pick up an old person and chuck him in the well. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, you're more than welcome to do that.
No. That is not Ramiz's MO at all.
Good to know.
Didn't we decide against the well because we weren't sure if it was going to be safe for those people? Or did we
some
decide
of
to
you
go
did.
forward?
We kind of did the whole waking up thing again. I think the last episode, just because it's been a while, we actually had gotten up already and we were discussing what we are going to do. I think I was going to scry, and then
Oh, had we?
yeah, and then Honora's like, we're walking with these people. I was like, well, at least let's stop by the Dusk Elf camp.
Yeah.
But then
That was the next morning. I thought that was all at night.
No, it was
but
the
then
next morning,
we
I
hadn't
believe.
actually like taken off yet, and so
Yeah.
And
And then there
we
was
all
something
wanted
about
to-
yada yadaing the people off to Kresk and calling it good, but I guess
Yeah,
that didn't
like
happen.
that was still.
we
still
haven't
up in
gotten
the
to
air.
the yada yadaing part yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're kind of debating a
Yeah.
lot right now.
If I recall correctly, I was just like, let's just put them in the well, and then like nobody wanted to be the person to like actually test it or anything.
Yeah,
like,
no, but nobody wanted to pull the
Anora-
trigger.
I can't remember why, Sarah, but like you were like Anora was set on just like on
Like
escorting
I
them
could tell you
first.
why, because it was metagaming, and I was trying to give John something to do for the next 4 sessions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's
I
clearly-
want you guys to know that with this session and the other 2 sessions, like, I legitimately want to, next session, be at the wedding. There is a decent amount of things that are going to happen at the castle. Like,
Okay.
I've got a lot planned for right there. So, like,
So yeah,
there's
the reason
treats
I
for
was talking
everybody.
about walking them was to fill time, but then we skipped an episode, and so we don't need to fill time so bad anymore.
So I think what I was gonna do right quick is I'm probably gonna seek out Anderson.
Okay.
And
I believe Honora would also be hovering around Anderson because she's probably eager to get these people to safety.
Yo, Anderson is like just waking up. Like,
Yeah.
give him a break. No, I'm
No.
joking.
No.
He's up. He's up and doing his thing.
no, you're our daddy figure. We need you. We need guidance. I will probably go up to you and say, hey, I need to talk.
About
If Honora's nearby,
I'm right there.
just the 2 of us.
all right. Meet me out back.
I'll go step out the back and wait to see if you come alone.
I mean, yeah, Anderson is going. I don't think he's like particularly looking for anyone, so I would just go off a passive perception for any shenanigans.
Looking for, like, inside the house or when you go outside?
So yeah, just casually heading outside the house.
Oh, casually heading outside the house passively.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception?
5. Well, it's 15 normally, but if it depends on smelling or sound, it's 20 because that would have advantage normally.
Okay. We'll say sound. You get one, like, you hear footsteps in the distance, and you turn in that direction and you see Radovan walking out from the kitchen area, but you also hear quicker footsteps rushing up behind and a whispered conversation. You overhear this. Ismark leans in. Radovan, I wanted to put just a little bit of nightshade into the bouquet, just to, I don't know, annoy Strahd a little bit. But I don't know anything about that. You being a person of nature, do you know what, like, a lethal dose of nightshade is to a human? I don't want it to hurt her.
Anderson is just gonna pocket that information in his brain and still continue outside to Ramiz.
Okay.
Oh,
Before you left Nora, because she was trying to talk to you, she'll put her hand on her arm and be like, "Hey, be careful.
What do you mean?
You don't know what's out there."
Just
You don't know.
right outside the building?
Could be
Right.
Strahd.
Radovan, last time, yeah.
Yeah. Remise actually, I think, was the one.
Yeah, it was for me.
Oh, it was Ramiz, not Radovan. That's right.
Who's this guy that talked to him?
So I mean, I'm just gonna infer, but I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be like, just be careful.
If anything happens, I'll get your attention.
I'll be inside, and I'm gonna go look for Radovan after he leaves. I'm gonna let him go.
Okay, you guys make your way outside.
begin leading him away from the building, just far enough away from any prying eyes and ears.
It's so
This
wild when
sounds
this
important.
group first started, everybody was so like cohesive. They would sit around the breadbasket and talk and tell stories together. And now we've just got like, I'm gonna be secretive over here, and I'm gonna be secretive over here, and hey, follow me out this way. It's like
Welcome to Barovia.
it's like the final
And
sessions of
Ramiz
Survivor.
killed Panton, you know.
Kind of.
I
All
don't
right.
remember
Anyways.
these good old glory days.
Anyway,
It feels like it's
okay.
always been this way.
Yeah, I don't remember the good old days either. It's fine.
I do believe that Ira was going to betray us all to Strahd anyways, but
Maybe.
Probably. All right. So after I get about, I don't know, maybe 50 feet or 100 feet from the building, I'm gonna turn to Anderson, but I'm still walking away. How much do you know about your companions?
I think you need to be more specific.
I hesitate to bring this up because I know how not warmly I was received on my approach, and I don't mean to shift eyes onto anybody in particular. But your friend Temperance, what do you know about her?
Not much. I just know she's a brat who has a snarky comment about everything. I try to ignore her. Okay,
I think ignoring her so yesterday, before we all went to bed, and she came storming down from her room. I wanted to get to know. Want to
Ramiz?
get to know you all a little bit more.
Ramiz,
Yes.
with all due respect, please just spit it out.
There is a significant evil radiating from her.
Evil in general?
Well,
Something specific about her? Is she working with Strahd?
no, thankfully that's not the case. That book of hers, it radiates two evil presences, and they're not evil like slit somebody's throat in the middle of the night evil, but more of
Insidious.
yeah, do what you need to do to survive, and I'm concerned that well, do we trust her?
Honestly, I'm not sure. She's fought alongside us, but honestly, her attitude could use a bit of an adjustment.
Well,
Hard to say whether or not that's just her being a teenager, and that's just
that's another thing. The cloak she's wearing as well radiates an awful evilness as well.
So let me try to get this straight. She has a book with two evil entities, shall we say, with it. And her cloak is also evil in some fashion.
Yes, and while I might not have had the privilege of knowing her as long as you have, um, I don't know, some days just look darker for her. And I'm just wondering if that's something that we can trust.
If I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. The others seem to be on better terms with her than me, so you're probably asking the wrong person.
Yeah,
In all
well,
honesty,
I don't know if you noticed,
You-
but Nora and I aren't exactly on good terms, and, well, I guess I could side up to Radovan a little bit more, and maybe he won't be so judgmental like Honora. But
let me ask you this: how do you know that
how do I know?
about temperance? Was it a spell, an intuition?
It's yes. Uh, it's detecting evil, essentially, and like I said, her book. And when she walked in from outside, her cloak set me off. So
Do you think we need to, I don't know, separate her from any of those?
I mean, if it can be done, and as long as she realizes that it's not, it's difficult.
Look, I know what you're saying. I think you might be onto something here. How about this? I'll talk to Honora about what you found. You talk to Radovan. And if we're all in agreement, we hold a, I don't know, intervention for her of sorts.
Yeah, we can try that.
Look, if something's wrong with her, we do need to fix it. But it's going to be more of a problem of, is she willing to let us?
Did we not learn the first fucking time?
Nope. Nope.
Look, I don't.
You have to banish the evil for her own good.
And
We have that
now
ritual.
it's the banished doing the banishing.
I don't think he sees the reflection.
To the only one that stood up for him.
Yeah, but that was Pantheon.
That
This
is
temperance.
betrayal.
It's temperance, man.
Yeah, this is Ramiz. Ramiz doesn't know fucking temperance.
Oh, not at all. Ramiz barely knows Panton, so let's be honest here.
I know this. I know this. Carry on.
Look,
We couldn't banish
Just-
the evil from Pantheon,
Caroline.
so.
But look, here's what I'm willing to say.
let's just keep an eye on her.
Well, that
And
she hasn't given us any reason to think that when push comes to shove, she would side with Strahd. Really, that's all I care about. But
and so far, nothing that I've built off of her has indicated anything of any allegiance to Strahd. So
look, you
I
need to.
I don't want to bring this up to anybody else. I don't. I trust you.
Well, the question is, now that both of us know, what do we do? I think it's important we tell the others. Just let them know what's going on, and we make a decision from there. if it's just us two, I don't really see what we could do without causing more trouble than it might be worth.
I could try to talk to her too.
If you want to.
Let me talk to her first. And we'll go from there.
If you're going to talk to her first, good luck with that. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, I had a little bit of a nervous feeling when I gave her that box, Strahd, but
Look, from here on out, we need to consider our decisions carefully. If you want to tell her, I ain't going to stop you. I'm also going to say I don't think that's the best idea. But I leave it in your hands.
let me talk to her first, and then maybe make mention of it to the rest. I don't want to worry them or put their minds down a path that they don't need.
Well,
If something happens to me, well, then you know.
I just worry what happens if it's not just you. Nothing happens in a bubble here. Remember that.
Nod, and then I will make my way back to the house.
Alrighty, Honora, Radovan, is there anything, Temperance, is there anything that you're doing during this time, during their conversation?
Temperance was still walking back during that conversation.
Oh yeah, more than likely, and we'll say it like this: you're walking back down the road because it's just a long singular road, and as they're wrapping up the conversation, Ramiz, your passive perception, you clock her walking, off in the distance.
It's really bad vibes.
Yeah.
And there she is.
Oh.
But Honora, is there anything that you wanted to do?
So I'd be kind of packing up, looking for, things to take on our journey, whatever. And if I see Radovan, I'll call him to the side.
What?
What did I do?
I'm sorry. I just... Nothing, you didn't do anything.
You mentioned your people, and I was just going to ask you some questions about them.
Oh. What do you want to know?
Well, you seem to believe that they're going to help us.
Possible. Maybe we shouldn't go. Maybe we should just... we need all the help we can get, though, right?
We do. Are they all proficient in magic like you are? In healing?
Are they? I don't think so.
No. There's maybe, because there's only a handful of them left. Maybe, a dozen, maybe 2 dozen at the most. And there's probably just maybe 1 or 2 others among the group that are anywhere close to as powerful as Radovan.
I'm the youngest of my people, but I left that place to try to find my way, but everyone else just stayed and kind of given in to our lot. We've lost so much, so many of the few that remain don't have much heart left.
Are you okay?
No, I little rattled from yesterday, and
Yesterday? With the zombies?
Yes, and that giant thing that I could feel almost like it was like an internal organ being burst, my soul being.
If I haven't thanked you for that yesterday, I really appreciate what you did for me. I think that I would have been really in a bad strait if you hadn't helped.
Yes, that's true. I. You're welcome. You're the second person who's thanked me this morning, and I really don't know how to take it because I don't. What other choice was there?
There's always a choice, Radovan. It's not always a great
Leaving you?
choice. Again, it's not always a great choice, but there's always a choice. We've had. I think this place has opened my eyes to that. That you have to choose every day to be good, to be helpful. And this place makes it really hard to choose that. So I do appreciate it.
Maybe it was just survival. Maybe I was just saving you out of, you know, we need all the allies we can get. Bismarck told me something in confidence, but frankly, I don't really care. I think other people need to know about it. I think you're going to do what you're going to do. I think it makes sense. He told me that Irina is not charmed, for one, by any kind of magic and is going to go along with it.
What?
She's going to sacrifice herself for peace. And I got so angry I had
For
to leave
peace.
the room. But
It's got to be a trap. But maybe
well,
she's planning an ambush or a trap to get him alone and take him out. Didn't we learn at the Amble Temple that he can't get what he wants? It's impossible.
right, but what if even she isn't what he wants? He's, and all that I can remember and all the times that I've learned about the history and the cycles that we go through, she's never, he's never had her. If he did, Ismark thinks it would break the curse, but I think he would go on unsatisfied. It would, in fact, I think it would be a new level of dissatisfaction and suffering for him to realize that. So I still think that we do what we do.
I agree. I don't think that what she's going to do, either she's in her right mind or it's going to fail somehow. And we can either be there to maximize the damage as much as we can and disrupt his plans as much as we can and try to free the souls. But no, I don't believe that the wedding to Irina is going to break the curse either.
You said we have to choose to do good every day to survive this place, but it's okay to lie or not do that some days, right?
Well, lying isn't always evil if it's lying to protect a loved one or.
John, I told Ismark that was a fine amount of nightshade to give to her.
Okay. Like you told him the amount that you didn't tell him the amount that would kill a human. You only told him
I just told him
the amount that
whatever.
he had.
I know it's only a little bit.
I mean, he didn't show you. He didn't show you how much. He just asked.
Oh. All right. Well, then this is reflecting kind of in anticipation of that. I probably just waved him off to go fetch it, maybe to show me.
I think bringing Irina to the pool in Kresk so she can talk to Sergei is the plan.
I don't suppose there's any wells in Castle Ravenloft.
I don't remember. There is one in front of it, though, where the hag's house is.
Anyway, that information is what threw me off, and
I think it's a desperate man's desperate plea to make things okay. He might be feeling helpless, Radovan. He might think that there's nothing he can do to stop it. And this is just his way of dealing with it. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with him, but I think it's a farce. I think it's a lie. I think she's lying.
I'm going to think more on it. I've confided this in you. I had to tell someone.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm going to tell anyone else. I think you were the right person to talk to about this. For my own sake. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're still gonna take these people up to Kresk, get them safe, and then swing by and talk to your people and see if they can join us.
That sounds like an itinerary I can get on board with.
Okay. I'll start.
Fuck, I forgot to ask him about the well, and then I'll take it.
I'll continue packing and cleaning out the house and looking for things that'll help people travel better.
Alrighty. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, there is just one more thing I would like to do before we get to the next scene. Anderson, he gets back into the house after talking to Ramius. He'll stroll over to Ismark and just say, Ismark, a quick question for you.
Anything. Please ask away. Anytime.
Exactly how beautiful is your bouquet?
God.
That's right, because you overheard the...
Yep.
Did Radovan tell you?
Or did you forget that?
I'm sorry, I don't study on lycanthropy. Is there a problem? Like, what does my bouquet have to do with your lycanthropy?
I overheard you talking to Radovan.
Listen, I knew it was going to be a problem. I don't know how much you heard, but I promise that if there is a fight at the castle, I promise that I will aid you all in any way that you can. I simply want to be able to give my sister some fond memories and be supportive of her decision no matter what. So if I give her a bouquet I thought maybe it would be a sign of my love for her and acceptance of her decision. But still, again, trust me, I will have my arms. I will be ready to fight, but I cannot do it on my own.
Ismark, I understand you're in a bad situation. And Anderson takes a step closer, but do not hide anything from us.
Give an intimidation check.
Okay.
With
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, fuck him up.
I'm replaying Mass Effect, and you just
Not fun.
As you do that, he steps up to meet you. As you step forward and tell him not to hide anything from you, he steps forward to even come chest to chest with you. Listen, I have been through just as much as you all have. This is my family. It's not your family. This is my family. And if I make the decision to give her a fucking bouquet on her wedding day, then goddammit, that is what I am going to do. And I will fight, Strahd. You saw me the very first time we came into contact. You all were the ones that were cowering. I was chasing him into the river. You had to tell me to stop because it was a losing fight. So don't ever tell me that I can't do something that I want to do.
Ismark, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying here.
Then what?
I know you'll fight with us. I know you're on our side. But I don't like when my allies try to hide something from us.
It's a fucking bouquet. What is that to be hidden?
I don't know. Why were you hiding it?
For this very purpose. I figured you all would be up in arms thinking that it was a sign of weakness, that I wouldn't have the guts to do what needed to be done when it came down to it.
Ismark, I don't care. You're in a bad situation. You want to do what's best for your sister. I'm fine with that. Just please, we need to be open here.
All right, let's talk about openness then. Let's talk about openness. You know why? And as Radvan's coming in, probably hearing the shouting and wanting to talk to, you know, and he points at him. You know why I wanted to know how much Nightshade would kill someone? It's because when I gave her that fucking bouquet, she was going to eat it and she was going to die. That there. Are you happy now? There's transparency. Well, I would never let that fucking monster have my sister. But I know that you do not have the backbone to do what needs to be done.
I don't have the backbone to do what needs to be done. We are walking into the lion's den here, Ismark. All of us. Not just you, not just the people we've allied with, all of us. And if you want to see backbone, you'll see it when I rip off Strahd's head.
That is not how you kill a vampire.
It's a figure of speech.
Oh my god. Why did you ask me how much Nightshade? You know I'm a druid. I would recommend to you... Oh, I see.
I asked you how much would kill somebody. In under the guise that I wouldn't put that much, but that is how much.
That's it.
Well,
when we talked, that is what we talked about. She is prepared to die to not allow him to have what he wants.
Well, Ismark, to answer your question, yes, I'm happy that transparency is open. But if you told us from the beginning, we could have avoided all this shouting.
Oh, I'm catching up now, so you confided in me and told me not to tell anybody else because you just wanted to know that, and then if I had told to other people that... Alright. Interesting.
I'm sorry for raising my voice, but when you step at me trying to intimidate like that, we have been nothing but friends and cordial this entire time. I don't ask you about every single thing about your history, about your past, about your whereabouts or the things that you've done. That is not all of my business. There are some things that I can have that are just mine. That I keep among just... I don't have to tell you every single bit of my story.
Ismark, we all need to be on the same page here.
Not knowing about a plan to your sister, pretty big deal not to be aware of.
How would it change your plans? Are you still not going to the wedding? And are you still not going to confront him during the wedding?
Oh no, we will.
Okay,
Make
then.
no mistake. But with something like that, it just would be nice to know. Is all I'm saying. And
This way,
for
you also
the
know I'm-
record, I know we're all friends here, but I've also had friends betray me since I've been in Barovia. I need to cover my tracks. Thank you.
This way also, you know I'm not going to lie to you about how much belladonna to put in there. Did you ever consider that?
Whatever you told me, I was just going to double it anyways.
Well, it'll change my plans in that I will be extra careful of that piece. Make sure she gets that bouquet. But, well, would I know this about Strahd's? Would Radovan know about Strahd's wives and like their specialties and stuff? Probably not. Maybe. Rumors.
I mean, you would probably know who he's taken as a concubine over the time. Like, anytime he does it, he makes somewhat of a show about it, so you would know. Why? What is it that you... What lore have you read that you want to be able to...
I wanted to point out that, like, one of them is, like, a potion maker and would catch that pretty easily as well. So maybe, suddenly, something goes off at the wedding when you hand that bouquet and we're not aware of it and she catches that. We're not ready. So it's good to be aware of these things. It's a good plan. I understand your defensiveness.
It was a security measure. If Father Lucian is under Strahd's control at the time being, one of the last people that I know that might be able to bring her back. Obviously, his control would be released if you were to succeed in killing Strahd. But if you failed, I didn't want any chance that she could become a mindless thrall of his. She doesn't want to die for good. She wants to die with the hope of potentially being brought back. But if that doesn't work, to her, death is better than the alternative. And I agree with her.
Wait.
The scenario sounds awfully familiar.
What if you brought her back as like a half-orc?
Oh my god.
I mean, he's not allowing Radovan. Fucking Father Lucian has, like, actual magic to really, for real, resurrect somebody, not have to fucking reincarnate. That's the DM speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if she came back as a half-orc?
Goliath.
She shouldn't.
What if Radovan gets to her first?
I mean,
Just saying.
Yeah.
Wait, does Ismark not know that about the cycles? Then that she's gonna
Ismark
come back eventually.
Yeah, she's going to come back eventually, but I imagine he probably wants his sister back, not the next version of her.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume he needs Irina, not Tatiana. He doesn't care about Tatiana.
Yeah, he doesn't.
It's Irina.
No shits about Tatiana.
Like
he cares about Irina.
The long-stated view of her, like
eventual return. No.
Yeah.
And Anderson will just take a deep breath and say, "Look, I'm sorry for getting as angry as I have. It has been hell on earth for us. We've gone through a lot of betrayals. We've gone through a lot. I can't, and I need to know I can trust everyone when we go into that final battle. But I am sorry for getting so aggressive."
It's alright. Even allies are allowed to bicker and fight every now and then. I know you still have... Well, I know your interests are closest to you. I still know you have my interests at heart.
In my head, I see that as Temperance comes into the house, Honora is completely covered in blankets and bedrolls that are taller than she is, and she's trying to, like, navigate them around the room. Yeah, she prepares these people to leave.
Not reacting at all to the shouting in the kitchen, just kind of ignoring it.
My passive perception is so low that I probably don't even pay attention.
There's a lot of other people, right?
Yeah, there's chattering and
okay.
People crying in the corner, you know.
Celebration.
Alrighty.
I've also got an entire stack of blankets and bedrolls on me. It makes it hard to hear things.
Soundproofing.
Yeah.
Now that that's settled, something we can work together on is getting all these people out of here.
Agreed.
All right. What do you need from me? I still don't think they're going to be able to make the long trek on foot. These people, this is a very long walk.
I need you to be a volunteer.
You need me to be a volunteer.
Yes.
Absolutely. Whatever you need.
Right. Let me show you the well.
All right, lead the way.
Can you get everyone's attention? I don't know if they'll trust me. Or won't they?
I'm sure. And he walks into the other room. Attention, everyone. You've probably seen him walking around. This is Radovan. He is going to show us a well that is going to allow us to travel quicker to Kresk.
Radovan of the Dusk Elves.
And as
Druid of the Fanes of Barovia.
Okay.
What you're about to witness will significantly speed up the process of you and your loved ones getting to safety. How was that?
I don't think it needed to be a performance,
but walked around here. All of Barovia, in fact. And had I known about what I'm about to show you, I wouldn't have had to have walked so much. You'll see when I show you. Come on.
Oh, you're running a circus.
Come on.
And
Ismark has volunteered to.
Yeah, they all get up and slowly follow, making their way out to
hand out blankets as they go.
Perfect.
Please, to your left, you'll find a Nora with security blankets. Please take one. One
Just
per person.
Get your towel.
One per family. Oxygen masks are above you.
if
Please secure your own before strapping it to someone else.
you know.
Recite a little prayer to everyone that walks by.
Can anybody remind me whether or not anybody has contacted anyone from Kresk to let them
Not at
know about the influx of people potentially coming to their village?
I thought
No.
someone was gonna do that this morning. If-
Wasn't I gonna send my familiar?
Yeah,
ahead
I
to
thought
do
so,
that?
I thought so. And you,
I
Yeah.
believe
But I have
Burgomaster
sendings,
owes me
so-
a favor.
I mean, but he
Yes,
wouldn't
but-
know about that if just random people showed up. Like,
Have
Yeah.
sending.
I'll
Well,
smooth
you
it
didn't
over with
speak
him.
up about that earlier,
It's
Ramis.
just for a few days.
Is there a couch I can sleep on? Yeah, I'll be out soon.
I'm sure they can help with the town. It'll be fine.
I mean, there's definitely space that can be made at the Abbey. They'll just have
Formities.
Good point.
wild,
Some spooky friends.
yeah,
Stinky friends. I mean, we all have stinky friends, right?
true in this
I
community.
said spooky, but stinky works too.
Alrighty, Radovan, or not Radovan, but Ramiz, do you call sending? Or do you use sending? Do you call anybody?
Well, I wouldn't have thought about messaging anybody until one of them said something, because I'm just like, this is going to be an interesting thing to watch happen. So,
Okay, then
So
yeah, I mean, you
if-
don't have to. I'm just asking if anybody did. I couldn't remember. I didn't want to. What I had going on in my head was that I didn't think anybody had done it, but I wanted to make sure that that I had accurate
nobody's asked
information.
me to yet, so
I don't think Anderson would know Vermees has sending, so
I've used, or have I used it? I
I'm
think
not
I've
sure if you've used it.
You have, but I don't know that you
Yeah.
told anyone. I think you used it for the hill giants.
Did.
Oh,
You
yeah,
did.
yeah, you
Oh,
did.
So you guys do know that I have sent it.
Okay,
because
okay.
I don't think I saw you do it, but
Yeah, no, I think we were all there for that.
You all were
were
there.
we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All there for what? Sorry, my.
That sounds like the kind of thing Temperance wouldn't have paid attention to.
Oh,
I've used sending for the hill giant.
Oh.
yeah. So we know he has
I
it.
wasn't talking to you then, so it's fine.
Alrighty, as you all walk up to the well,
But Anderson will, knowing Vermees has sending, Anderson will say something to Vermees.
okay.
Oh, should maybe we should
Yeah,
probably.
before all the random people show up at once, I think.
Do I contact the mayor, or do I contact the what's his name?
Can you do both?
The abbot.
Could do both, yeah.
I'm baptizing Ismark into the well. Yes.
Are you?
Wait a second.
Take your time with the baptism there.
So yeah,
One
we have
second.
to let the abbot know that they're coming because that's where they're gonna fall out of, and then we gotta let the mayor know if we want to send them to the town versus staying in the abbey. But I mean, I'm gonna stay in the abbey.
So I will first think of the abbot.
Okay.
25 words. Hello. We are sending people to you. They will need shelter and a place to stay. They are coming through the well. See to them.
A very brief period goes by. I should have no problem making accommodations for them. Good timing. Feeding just finished up for the day.
The moment of panic and the relief. I was like, oh,
Everyone
thank God.
agree.
TFTI. Okay.
All right.
We might want to warn these people about feeding time.
I mean,
Yeah,
feeding
we
time's
can do
done,
that.
but
I
yeah,
know,
I'm sure
but
the
the
abbot
next
will
time it's
give
gonna
them a
happen.
heads up.
rings and
Yeah.
howls and anyways.
All right. And then thinking of the mayor now. Though this is magic in your head, we are sending people to the abbot. He might need assistance. Please take care of them all. Hermes.
Where are these people coming from? How many are there? For how long?
I will not reply because I will not burn another third level spell slot. Oh,
Alrighty.
shit.
Alrighty.
They are aware. So,
Ismark just kind of looks at you, Radovan. Oh, what should I expect him? How is this going to work?
Kind of like you'll be encapsulated in water, and it will feel like you shouldn't breathe. Maybe don't for a while, maybe half a minute or so, and then take a breath and think of where you want to go, which is Kresk or Velocki. And I will be right behind you. We should probably agree on which place we're going to.
I believe
Kresk.
that was the thought, since Velocki is somewhat under Strahd's and his minions' command at the moment. Alright, so you're saying that it's going to be okay, and he's saying this loud enough for the other villagers to be able to hear him behind him. You're saying that even though I'm going to be in this magical water, that I will be able to breathe it in after a short moment, and all I need to do is just think of the town that I want to go to.
Good. Repetition is good. I will go first, and I will come back, and then you can try it, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Alright, you hop in first. The familiar sensation, the pressure, the eventual burning of your lungs and opening up, succumbing to the water, allowing it to fill your being, and the light and darkness going all the way through, eventually coming out on the other side.
My head out.
Go for a round. The courtyard is empty. No abbot or mongrel folk in sight.
Clear. And I'll back down.
Alrighty. Make your way
Groundhog.
back. To the rest of you standing at the well. Half hour goes by.
Like him returning takes half an hour, or
He's been gone for a half hour. He's still not back yet. Like, I know he said he's on his way back yet, or on his way back, but it's been about a half hour and he still hasn't come. The people around you are starting to get a little worried. You realize that this is the first time that you've ever not all gone to see how long it actually takes for the process to happen.
Oh, shit.
You have all hopped in one right after the other and ended up at the next place at roughly the same time. But you wouldn't necessarily notice in real time a half hour of or an hour of the day passing.
Anderson will just kind of slowly walk to Ramiz and just whisper, is he supposed to be back by now?
I am unsure of what to do.
I mean, should this time go by when we use that?
Don't know. All right, and I'm gonna step up. Look, there's a little bit of a time shift for this. He will be back. We've done this. We just didn't realize that the time frame was longer than that. Maybe we should have paid attention to the sun or something. I don't know. You can't even see the
A
damn
roll
sun
of
in this
persuasion
place.
or a deception. I'm gonna say persuasion because you
Yeah.
don't know. You're just trying to reassure them that it's okay.
Yeah.
Also, John, how many people are there?
Roughly 30. I believe that was the number that we settled upon.
Yeah.
About half of them, seem reassured. Half of, so about 15 of them feel reassured. About another 7 are showing no emotion. And then a couple of them are starting to chatter amongst each other. You see worried expressions on their face, like maybe they don't want to go through with it. What are the rest of you doing during this time? Just waiting?
Same thing, like trying to calm the crowds. It's like it just takes a while as you're traveling so far. Safe though.
Nobody's checking to see if I've drowned.
No, you're fine. Anderson is just kind of
I believe
standing
you
like
can turn
just a
into a
time thing.
fish, sir. So you're fine.
Anti wild shape water drowned the druid.
Anderson
just takes a long
kind
time.
of standing in like the perimeter of the crowd. He's putting on his best like face, just like trying to remain like calm.
Being
But
stoic.
in his mind, he's trying to do the math. Like, oh shit, it's already been half an hour. There are 30 people. Like, the wheels are turning.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you don't have to wait a half hour in between each one of them. They can go in one right after the other, but it'll take
True.
a half hour to get there. After about an hour total, Radovan eventually pops back out. And Radovan, as you pop out, you see a bunch of what seem to be kind of restless faces breathe a deep sigh of relief.
See?
And just
Fine.
like that. Now, it may have appeared like I just went under the water and came back out, but I assure you, I should have grabbed something to prove that.
Radovan.
Yes.
Something we didn't take into thought. You've been gone for about an hour now.
No, I just went through and came back.
No. No, we've been standing here for an hour waiting for you to come back.
What were you doing over there?
Are you sure? I came right back.
Did you not talk to the abbot or anybody else, or
Accusatory.
make yourself a sandwich or a
Look.
roast?
I've been alive a long time, and time may pass a bit differently for me, but
I assure you.
Okay, guys, is this worth fighting about? Like, okay, it takes a half an hour to get there. But look, he came back safe. That's the important bit.
really? No.
Us, really.
Man, please just stop. We'll talk about. We can argue about this later.
Yeah.
Well, Ismark's got to go first, and then everybody else does.
Look, he's back. Safe I grab his arm and I shake it. See, he's still got all his fingers. Nothing wrong.
Okay. And as the Ismark steps up to the well, Radovan mutters the incantation to allow it to transport, and Ismark plunges deep into the water.
Shoot, was there an incantation?
I mean, yeah, there
down,
was, but we never really. You don't see him inside the well,
see
if
him,
that's what you're
okay.
asking. Yeah, he's not just chilling in there.
I have to make sure before we send someone else down there.
When you say the incantation, the water changes color and consistency. It almost turns into kind of it has like a silvery hue to it. In the consistency even becomes more like a viscous, almost like a, I don't know, an elemental or an ooze type situation. But the next person steps up and kind of looks at you, and I just mutter, do I say anything before I go?
I am a powerful druid of the Fanes of Barovia. I will do the incantation for you.
Just think of Kresk and then I go.
Yes. If it's perfectly safe. If something goes wrong, I will save you.
Okay. And she climbs over to the edge and drops into the well. And one by one, the people of Barovia climb in, and all of them go into the well.
And they don't drown.
Not that you can see. You don't see, looking down into the well, you don't see any human remains floating below the surface level.
Do you think maybe one of us should go check to make sure they made it all right?
Don't feel like waiting around a little bit longer.
Well, you know, you wouldn't have that problem if you just went.
And if some people did not make it there, do you want to be on the receiving end of about 20, 25 villagers pummeling you for deceiving them?
Radovan is right. We do need to make sure they got there. I can go if you want.
Oh, if you go, we all go.
We all don't need to go. It only needs to be one of us.
It's just an hour, apparently.
If more than that amount of time goes by.
I vote Temperance goes.
You really want me going and reassuring people?
I mean, an hour without you sounds like heaven, so please.
That was hurtful.
That was hurtful.
We're joking.
Yeah, joking. Anyway, I can go, you can go. It doesn't really matter. Just one of us needs to go to confirm this.
Well, what Ronice
I
just
can go. I'll go. It's fine. And then I'll climb up on the well and say the magic word, and I'll go.
Alrighty.
Anderson trying to get everyone to be able to talk about temperance without her in the room. I see you. I see you.
But it was me that suggested it because you were being a brat.
That's true.
It was simply convenience that Enora was the one to suggest it.
Someone was going to.
Yeah.
So, Nora, what do you find over there? How many people? Is there a backlog of bodies in the water now and everybody's underneath them?
Yeah, what's it look like in Kresk?
As you pop up on the other side, the first thing that you see is Mark huddled around with about 3 or 4 people. sees you pop out of the well. Honora, yeah, I'm glad we didn't talk about whether or not you all were coming. I'm glad you came.
Well, we're not. I was just coming to check on you guys to make sure everyone made it safely.
Did you send everybody through yet? Or are you at the halfway point to see if...
No, everyone's gone through.
The halfway point? This is so bad.
I mean, it wasn't halfway. It was just the soulless didn't make it.
I know.
How many are missing?
Honestly, it sounds really bad, but I wasn't keeping count. I kind of pointed everybody in the direction of where they were going. Maybe 6, 7 or so.
So the magic works. You have to think of where you want to go, and maybe they thought of a different place.
It's possible.
Deception.
I mean, that's something that you talked about. I
know.
I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's he believes it willingly.
Yeah, so I mean that's probably the simplest explanation is maybe they're in Vallaki, maybe they have loved ones in Vallaki or another place here in Barovia, and they just thought of that place instead of Kresk. I'm sure they're okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable to assume. Not everybody has. Go ahead.
Ramis said that he warned everybody about your guys' coming. Is the abbot around?
Yes, he was actually leading some of the people. He had cleared space in the main area in their basement. He moved some of the old beds from the attic that they no longer need in the I don't know what
I
these...
know that the neighbors are a little bit uncomfortable, but I truly believe that you guys will be safe here.
I will try to go talk to the burgomaster here and see if I can make some relations and talk about if we are going to make, or at least them, if we are going to make them a permanent home, seeing if we can put them to work expanding the walls and maybe building more shelters.
I believe in you, Ismark. But you only have a couple days. You need to meet us at the castle in like a week.
I told Radovan that I was not going to stay here. I must go back to Barovia now, and so I was just going to make sure everybody was comfortable, and I guess the next time we meet will be
just remember the magic words. Yep, and we'll see you there. But I do need to talk to the abbot real fast before I head back to the others.
All right. He points in the direction of the main meeting hall that you saw, that you went to before.
So I'll go flag down the abbot real fast.
And as you walk into the door, you see the very familiar long wooden table and the flesh golem doing ballroom dancing by herself in the room.
Does she look better?
Make a perception check.
Oh, goody. Oh, double 18s.
Yeah. It appears like this is going to be like final form-esque. The scarring from any of the stitching for sewing the different limbs and things together to get the perfect form. The facial reconstruction is going along really well. You can even see the general skin tone has roughly the same tone of Irina. She's still thinner than what Irina is, but you imagine that thinking of her in a nice bridal gown, that it could possibly be masked by the size of it, or the padding or the fluff that would be able to, I don't know, maybe distract. But it's a very convincing replica. But the abbot is coming up from the basement where he was setting up living quarters for the new guests. Oh, hello. I did not know that you were also coming.
Oh, no, no. I was just checking and making sure everyone got here safe. And while I was here, I thought I would check on. And I pointed that arena doll. Progress. It looks great.
I think that it will be a worthy substitution for your situation. I am not quite sure how we will make the swap. Do you have any ideas?
I have one. The gentleman that came through the well to start with is Irina's brother. I think we should let him in on the secret.
Okay. I can absolutely fill him in on all of
I mean, he'd
the
freak out if he
plans.
saw this anyways, but maybe we should let him know that you have successfully made a replica of his sister, and he might be able to get us close enough to her to switch it out.
Very well. I will. I actually have an interesting thought, something that might be of aid. And he pulls out this large satchel, and he walks over and he opens up the flap and lays it on the ground, opening up the mouth as wide as he can, and in you go. And she steps right into it and down into the bag, and he closes it up and he picks it up. Given that she is not a living creature, this bag will be suitable for transporting her without need for air.
How heavy is it?
It is as light as a bag. There is an interdimensional space within it.
What? God, that would have been so handy when we were carrying the skull.
And then he opens up the bag, and there are some finishing touches that I will like to do. So I will give it to Ismark when I am finished, and he will transport it to the wedding then.
Right, and then he could request a private audience with his sister beforehand. Just trying to get her out would be the tough part. Do you have anything that makes anybody invisible?
No.
Shit. Well, we'll see if we can find something that makes somebody invisible or can disguise them or something along those lines. But this is great. I don't think we can put Arena back in the backpack, but getting the doll in would be great.
I am glad you approve. I could sense the doubt in your voices when you were here last.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We wanted it to work, but it wasn't gonna. But yeah, we should probably let Ismark in on this little exciting development.
I imagine the sooner the better. I would hate for him to stumble upon her without his knowledge prior.
Yeah, so I'll go get him and warn him while you get her out of the bag. Be right back.
Alrighty.
I'll paddle back out. Hey, Ismark, I gotta tell you something.
Alright,
So don't be alarmed.
I've already seen some of the mongrel folk.
No, not them. That's not what I'm talking about. So the abbot has an interesting theory about giving Strahd what he wants will break the curse. I think it's ludicrous, but it's worth a shot. So what the abbot has done is he has made a replica of your sister
Like what we found at Blinsky's?
Yeah, but it moves on its own, and it's bigger.
Interesting.
And he wants to present that to Strahd.
Will Strahd know that it is not my sister? Because I know that he would never go for something like that.
I don't know, but I'm hoping if we can switch it out, it'll cause enough confusion that will help us in the long run get her safe.
I will have to...
Well, come here. Come look at it. See if you can be fooled by it.
Alright.
So I'll take him into the room.
And he looks in. And he kind of stops immediately. Looking at the Tatiana replica, there is no recollection on her face. She is not aware of Ismark being her brother. Ismark has a small tear creep into his eyes. This is not my sister, you're saying?
Correct. It is not Irina. The abbot made it.
I did. From different limbs and bones from the villagers.
No. No. It's okay. How you made it's unimportant. It's just that it's there now and it's a tool we can use.
Ismark walks closer. Is this is her Irina's brother? You're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is Ismark.
The abbot whispers into Irina's, or the
Irina doll.
Yeah, Irina doll's ear, and immediately a loving expression comes to form on her face, and she gracefully walks towards Ismark, and Ismark's taken aback as he sees these expressions, and they bring back very raw emotions. I am sorry, I can't. This is wonderful, and I'm sure it's going to be great in its purpose, but I can't right now. And he walks away, and he nods at you. Thank you for showing me that. I'm sure I will work that into our plan. I've got to go. And he walks out of the building
I'm
and
gonna
hurriedly.
follow him. Not
Okay.
gonna be very sensitive to his needs right now.
Yeah.
Ismark. So, I mean, do you think you can help us?
What do you need help with?
So, the abbot has a way to get the doll into Strahd's castle without anybody seeing it. It fits into a backpack. And
As long as I
you're-
don't have to look at there. It's too... I don't know.
So you think it'll confuse him?
Confusion for sure.
Okay, good. So the idea
Whether he'll
is that
believe it or not, I have no idea.
you
I
just need
doubt
to get
it.
a private moment with Irina, and then you can bring the doll out. We haven't figured out how to get her out once we get the doll in her place. That's the only part that's getting sticky. She can always hide in the room.
I will think on it.
Okay. So the abbot has graciously allowed us to take it into Strahd's castle on his wedding to try to get it switched out. But again, that's a good way that we might be able to save Irina. Anyways, I probably should get back to the others. They're going to think that I'm dead. So.
Okay.
But I wanted to warn you before you found that on your own.
I appreciate the warning. I would have been distraught. Thank you.
So yeah, just get with the abbot. Whatever we can do to help. we'll check in a couple days. Ramis has some fancy magic for talking long distances, so. And then I'll pop in the whale and go back.
Right in the whale. All right, sounds good. It's been probably about an hour and a half now. I imagine you guys are waiting around. There's nothing else that you wanted to do during that time. Ramiz, you're not questioning Temperance.
Is anybody sitting on Temperance at this point, trying to take her evil cloak off and her evil book off?
No, that comes later.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun time.
Y'all are really gonna fuck yourselves at the wedding.
I mean,
Channeling all of Temperance's fancy magic.
Yeah.
I if Temperance looks like she's gonna wander off, I might try to follow her, but I won't.
There's no blood here. What's she gonna do?
Not enough dead bodies.
make some.
Dab Radavan. He'll bleed for you.
I mean, he's got to die
He
for
has to be
her.
dead.
Oh,
I've got to kill him, or they've got to be killed.
okay.
Reincarnate myself.
Alrighty.
Oh, come back as a centaur. That'd be cool.
Dare you to try. All right.
You make it
I
back.
think Weird Al
You could
did that
kill
song.
anybody else, and I could bring them back.
I think Weird
So
Al
it's
did
like-
that song, Dare to Be Stupid.
So I'll climb out of the well. I hate traveling that way, but it's so convenient. How long was I gone?
About an hour and a half.
Weird. Maybe because I'm shorter, it takes long. I don't know. I did talk to the abbot while I was there, and I checked out the Irina doll.
Oh, yeah.
Why
It
are we
looks-
whispering? We're the only ones here.
Oh no, did
You
Ismark didn't see
never-
the doll, did he?
I did. I warned him first,
Oh, that's good.
and I walked him over, and he was convinced it was gonna work. Looked way better, way better. And the abbot has a
Possible?
special. Yeah, very much so. But the abbot has like a bag that she fits into somehow, and Ismark can get a lone moment with Arena and switch him out but I don't think Arena can fit in the bag because it might kill her. And so we got to figure out how to get Arena out once they've made the switch.
I mean, at the very least, a change of clothes somewhere.
Or like, yeah, we'll just put her under a bed or blanket until we can come later.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest hiding her.
Yeah. So, I told Ismark. Ramisa might have been asking too much, but I told Ismark that we would contact him in a couple days when we've settled on a better situation. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, update. At least that's on its way, and we've got that going on. So, the Dusk Elves. That's what's left, right?
Yeah, I think so, at least.
All right.
If that's too much of a burden for you, Ramiz, I can send a raven to carry a
No,
message.
it's this way is just a little more direct. So, and less time as well.
A raven can fly as straight as an arrow and be there in
Yeah.
a matter of.
Hours.
You all eventually end up at Valaki, outside of the well. And is there anything that you wanted to do here before you made your way south towards the Vistani encampment?
The
No,
Vistani? I
probably-
thought we were in Disc Elf.
So, fun fact, the Dusk Elves live with the Vistani, a very select few of them. Yeah, I know, kind of gross, but it's one of those things where...
Learned about that at the end of the last one.
Have you, like, Radovan, have you ever told, like, even, like, a short version of how your people became to be so few?
Yes. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I've told just Honora. So when it came up earlier to.
Is that when we were having a moment inside of Strahd's castle because we had the stars on the ceiling?
I think it was actually after you saw Sergey in the pool,
Oh
and
yeah.
like we had been like talking around that time, and then I'll let you know about that.
I'm the only one that cares about your backstory.
It's all right. We haven't had much time to explore it,
We're doing it now.
but alrighty. You make your way through Valaki, unhindered. Nobody stops you. Anderson sees what's her butt off in the distance again. No, I'm just kidding. I can't remember.
Behind
her
the
name.
building, I'm taking the indirect route. It's gonna take an extra hour, but that's what I'm doing.
Hey, you don't want to talk to your girlfriend?
It's more like his
No.
creepy stalker. Come on now.
Also that.
They're already married in her head.
Yeah, I mean, Todd was like that with my
Yikes.
character, so it's fine.
Eventually, you make your way south through the woods and eventually to not Castle Ravenloft.
Oh man.
Exciting.
I dropped it on the wrong map. Let's
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I got darkness.
Oh, that's why, because your tokens are not on there. Rip.
That's easy fix. Tracker tokens on there. I'll do
I'm
it
gonna.
right now.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'm
do
gonna
it.
do it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
Okay, you can do it.
Ooh, I'm right in the tent.
You guys enter on the northern side. I really hate how people do maps and they
The lighting, yeah, the lighting issue in this one is really stupid.
no, I meant like if you look at the compass, I'm gonna get rid of the.
Oh,
I'm gonna get rid of the.
it's north
I'm
to
still
the
seeing
east.
black.
Yes, it's because your
Tracker token
token's
out.
not on the map.
Yeah, no, my token's on there. I still can't see anything.
He fixed it.
No,
On
I
my end.
didn't. Let's see. Let's look at your
I don't even have dark
dynamic
vision.
lighting. You do have vision.
Delete your token and bring it back.
On that.
Refresh your Roll20.
FFS. No, give me a second. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh my Roll20.
It is on daylight mode, so it shouldn't have a problem if there's a
Well,
token.
we're good. We're
Okay,
good. I see it.
All right. So who's not? Okay, so you're not on the map yet. I need to pull you out. Where? Oh, it's because I have a filter on. I was like, where the fuck is everybody's tokens? Bria's out now, and Radovan is out now. Okay.
See.
I can see, please. Yes, thank you.
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone.
Alrighty. So if you want to know what the profile of what you see down towards the bottom of your screen, as you step into the clearing, you see a large mound in the center. On the outside of the mound, closest to where the ground is flat, you see small cottages built into the side, almost like kind of a hobbit hole. Very small dwellings. Towards the top, you see a singular tent with probably about a dozen wagons circled around it. It's a very quiet area. There's smoke coming from each of the chimneys and a singular smoke coming out from the center of the tent. But as of right now, you don't see or hear anybody on the outskirts. How do you continue? Do you just walk right up to the center? How you doing it?
Follow Radovan's lead on this. Knows his people.
It's his home.
Yep.
It has been a little while since you've been back here.
I mean, I died between the last time I was here and
Yeah.
now.
Oh, how do you want to approach this? As I come up from behind. put a comforting hand on Radovan's shoulder. How do you want to return home?
Well, you should know some things. The reason why I know Vistani are dicks is from the lessons that the ones that are encamped here have taught me. What else to say? But they are somewhat in charge ever since my people were slaughtered. Don't know if you've heard that yet. A couple cycles back, one of our number tried to be the Tatiana for Strahd, I guess, in a way, or try to join his number of wives. And my people thought that was an absolutely terrible thing, and that she was betraying our tribe. And John will correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're saying everything right so far.
She was stoned to death. Everyone guess the main leaders participated as a way to take ownership of that. And
Wasn't that one town?
I see you've stumbled upon the pattern. The other town, they did intervene and they did kill. The burgomaster killed.
yes, that was done by humans in the town of Breeze.
And also, what he's also saying is that this wasn't an Irina reincarnation. This was just a beautiful woman who wanted to step inside the place.
Yeah, similar to Strahd's wives, I assume.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. She wanted to become a concubine of Strahd, hoping that she could satisfy him.
Cocky much. Okay, and then they ended up killing her?
The Vistani, or not the Vistani, but the Dusk Elves did, yes.
Okay.
But
And somehow Breeze just got a flood that wiped it out completely, but we were slaughtered.
By the Vistani?
It wasn't just one guy who did all of it, but I mean he was kind of the main.
Rahadin did not slay all of them, but he was the leading
Your
person
boyfriend?
that led the charge.
You know about that? Some Vistani.
Hey, the
yes,
sexual tension between you two is real.
some creatures of the night, but mostly one man. One of his most trusted advisors, who, for some reason, stays by his side to this day. Rahadin.
Also a
That's
Dusk
why
Elf.
Yeah, that's why you were so angry when you saw him.
That was why I was so angry when I saw him, yes. See that house over there? We have shared dwellings, but that is where I used to live with my mother and father. And I remember the first time I left this place, that man coming into our home, drawing out my mother, who was a considerable druid herself. She taught me well. Father, a competent swordsman. And him laying a blade on my head right here. You can see there's actually a scar. If you look closely at the art of Radovan, there's like a scar that goes across his forehead. Pretty thin. I remember the blood getting in my eye as he told me to wait there, and he had some words with my parents, and then the blade lifted. They told me to run, and I ran.
You haven't been back
Oh.
since.
No, I have, but
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. If it makes you feel any better, I'm sure he's on the list of people we need to kill at some point.
He did run away from us last time we fought him.
yes, I believe Temperance did quite a number on him.
I do what I can.
In the distance, you hear a resounding crack of a whip and a shrill shriek of a woman followed directly after it.
I take it that's something we should go investigate.
Well, at least it's not a dusk elf. You can tell. Perhaps we should check in with Casimir first. He is the leader, and with the story that I just told you, he is the brother of the woman who was stoned all those years ago.
Maybe Madame Ava's here as well.
Another one, and a scream.
Okay,
Are you
we
su-
really need to
Yeah, are you
figure
sure
out-
we shouldn't check that out? That sounds
Go
pretty
for
serious.
I can check in with Casimir.
I'm gonna start running towards the noise.
As you get a little bit closer, heading towards the hill, running past the houses, and this is a rather steep hill. It's got ample footing, and the grass is soft enough that your feet can find purchase before driving further up and eventually making your way in between the wagons out in front of the tent. And it's not really displayed here on the map very well, or at all really, because I didn't move the tokens out there. But you see a woman being held down by two Vistani. She is also a Vistani, and you see a man in a brown leather vest, collared shirt open, definitely just sweat all over his chest and his brow, his hair slicked back in a thick beard, and he is, and that's what you get for not watching my daughter. Where is she? And she just pleads, I don't know, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. I didn't mean it. I thought she would be fine playing, and another cry.
Hey, I think she's had enough.
I will be the judge of that. You are not. Who are you? Outsiders. And then a couple of the other Vistani, outside of the ones that are holding the arms, they don't let go. They draw their scimitars pointed in your direction.
Okay. Let's not get carried away over here. We heard the whips and the screams, and came over here. You clearly have something going on here. We don't mean to intrude, but normally when we hear screaming,
You mind your
usually
own
terrible
business.
things. Oh,
I think this
It
woman's been
is-
punished enough. What's going on? Can we help?
My daughter has been missing for several days. Under her eye, and he goes to draw his arm back again for another whip.
Whoa, what's her name?
And then
Just-
slaps and takes another one, and she screams in pain.
Don't make me take that whip away from you.
And he just kind of
Says this
chuckles.
child-sized person.
Yeah, he
full
just kind of
armor.
chuckles.
Look, we've been all over the lands. Perhaps we've run into her. Do you have a name?
Arabelle. You have never heard of this girl.
Yeah, I know.
When was she last seen? Was it nearby? We might be able to help find her if you let this woman go. And I'll point to Anderson. He's an amazing tracker.
I've already got some of the Dusk Elves in this encampment out searching for her.
We also
Well-
have one. Point to
Okay.
Radovan.
And Radovan
Right,
was
I
not
got it.
with you.
Yeah.
He went to go talk to Casimir.
Okay.
Just for clarification's sake, are we outside of the circle of wagons? Are
No,
we
you're.
inside the circle?
Let's. So this is. This is Argal, and here are the three Vistani. The woman in the middle, which is actually a man with a goatee, we'll just say that.
She's hot, okay?
Yeah, she's
Hot.
super, super hot. So
Fucking
you
love
guys.
beards on women.
To be fair, when you originally said it, I heard you say a real freak of a woman, so she could be a bearded lady. You never know. Like,
True.
True.
Wouldn't we have come over from this side?
No, we were coming. North is east here.
extrovert.
Yeah, north is
Okay.
east on this map. It's really stupid.
Okay.
I'm wondering, is there a way that I could be behind everybody then, as he's going on about this, and subtly cast Speak with Animals?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I will use my ability to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And these horses behind us over here.
Okay.
I'll probably slink backwards and ask the horses if their masters are usually this cruel.
So I'll be like, you need to calm down and we can help. We're offering our services to help you find what's missing. But you need to let the woman go. She's been punished enough.
She has 2 more lashings.
She's not going to survive 2 more lashings.
She will survive. We have healers that will make sure she does. Because if we don't find her or she's dead, she has more to come.
Well, look, maybe we can just put that
Another
off
one.
until
Okay.
we
I'm
find her.
fucking him up. Ice knife to his face. I warned him already.
my
You say ice knife?
Ice knife.
Okay.
Temperance cast suggestion on Honora.
Unfortunately, like, no matter what, like, the ice knife is going
Ice
off.
knife is already going.
Yeah, suggestion isn't a reaction. So
I try.
I mean, we could initiate it off. So if we roll initiative and she beats me, then she can get it before I do it.
like, realistically,
It's the only way I can think to make it work if they're trying to stop me. But
yeah, she definitely did. Okay, go ahead and roll for initiative.
Everybody just roll for initiative. What is the worst that is gonna happen here?
Boop.
Oh god,
Jesus Christ.
you are not beating her initiative, that's for sure.
Nope.
so I have to re-roll it because it doesn't put it on the thing with that I do it from the shield. So ignore that second roll. So 20.
Ah, that is a terrible roll for me.
Hold
You didn't
on.
click your token, did you?
Me?
Temperance.
No, she must not have. I'll get it.
Friends.
Oh,
13.
It says that it. Okay, hang on. It
No, I
was
got you. I got
13.
you. I put it there.
Okay.
All right, so Anderson,
That was annoying
Radovan.
because it showed up, but then there was something above that I didn't see. That I forgot. Yeah.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
everybody rolled really low.
Except for me.
Wait, DJ, what's your dex?
16.
Okay.
Oh, did we both roll 10s?
Yeah, we both rolled 10s, but I've got a 20 dex.
Okay. Yep, you're ahead of me then. 0.16 I'm putting. There you go. And you could put 10.20. 20.
All right, hold on. There we go.
There you go. And if you just want to reorganize that there DM.
Is that good? Is Anderson's first?
Still says Ramiz first.
Oh,
on it.
Ramiz is first. Okay. All right, Ramiz is first.
No, he shouldn't be though.
Wait, no, he shouldn't be
Should-
though. It should
Oh,
be
he
Ashton.
he's not first on mine. I just
Oh.
moved him there because I thought.
Oh, wait, there we go.
Wait.
That's good.
Okay, I see what you did. Yep, you're good now.
It's good there.
Even though it still says pant in there. That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It literally does not say Panton anywhere else. Not on your character sheet. Not on your
I
character
know.
It
name.
doesn't say it on my end either.
It doesn't say
Oh,
Panton.
No.
No,
It
we
says
don't
Pant-
see his name in the list though. That's the
Oh,
So weird.
Yeah.
that is weird.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay,
What do you do?
thing. I cast Ice Knife at the bad guy.
What is that? A deck save?
No, it's an
Or
attack
it's a
roll.
roll to hit and then it explodes or something, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh my god, this poor Vistani woman is gonna get beat up with your ice knife.
Well, so will the other guys holding her. So it's worth the risk. 14.
14 does not hit,
Okay.
But it still explodes though.
but
It
it
still
still
explodes.
explodes. So
yeah, I
everybody
didn't mean
needs.
to upcast it. Sorry. So that's a deck saving throw of 14.
So Luvash, which is the main bad guy, he passes, and then what's the radius on it?
5 feet.
5 feet. Okay, so just literally. So okay, and I don't know if you want to rule it this way. My thought is like a whip is like it has a reach of what is it? Is it 15 feet for a whip?
15 feet.
That
My
be-
thought.
It's either 10 or 15. It's
Yeah,
one of the two.
my thought was he was going to be at max range. Like I feel like that's where you're getting probably your best snap. So even though it's not necessarily represented out there on the map because I just drug tokens out real quick, I wasn't anticipating a combat. But because I had it the way that I did and it might have influenced your spell, are you okay with it only dealing half damage to him, or do you want it to be close enough to deal damage to the other three? You're okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. So he takes how much damage? 4 damage?
4. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, it doesn't say.
It doesn't say
as
half
much.
damage on miss?
So it takes no damage.
Okay, just misses the initial.
So
Well,
I don't hurt him at all, but
Oh, yeah.
hopefully it causes him to think twice.
wait, hold on. So he doesn't
Through
take
some
any
magic.
damage then?
Mm-mm.
No shot. I mean, I believe you, but I feel like
Just to
Do you want me to-
verify.
a leveled
Here.
spell. I'll take your word for it for now. Dexterity saving throw or take, yeah, sure as shit.
Yeah.
Interesting. Alrighty. Yeah, it definitely catches his eye.
I said stop.
Oh Lord.
Oh god. What are we doing?
I don't know what the other 3 in this. I know you're talking to a horse, and the other 3, I don't know what they're doing while I'm doing
Guess we'll have to wait for our turns.
Yeah.
The 2 Vistani that are not holding the woman are going to step forward and swing their scimitars, only making 1 attack apiece.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Both of them missing. The other 2 are looking back at Luvash, waiting to figure out what they're supposed to be doing, and the woman is still kind of struggling for her life for fear that she's going to be a casualty in all of this. Radovan, it
So
is
beautiful enough, they could only hit me on a nat 20.
Yeah. We've come across that a few times.
No, only for the zombies and these guys.
Yeah. Radovan, hearing commotion, shouting coming from the top of the hill. You're over by Casimir's. What do you do?
I don't want to be around the Vistani, but like as I'm walking toward Casimir's, like thinking about like, hey, I'm alive. Have been this whole time. Not that we're really close. I then think of like the possible repercussions of them being up there and knowing how kind of upright and not bloodthirsty, but you know, quick
Volatile.
Volatile. My companions are, and then thinking about that treaty that we have with Strahd about like not attacking any of his people.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to know that like on the day of the wedding it's going down. And I think that's probably a bad idea to break, and I'll start rushing back up the hill.
Alrighty. You can move your fully allotted speed and use it. Do you use any bonus action or action?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn into a raven, one of the fastest flying. Actually, is that? I need to prove a petty point to Ramiz here. What's faster? Probably an eagle or a peregrine falcon.
Okay.
Falcon.
Yeah, you used your action, or is it a bonus action? Is it an action to change?
Bonus action.
All right, bonus action change.
No, it's an action.
Is
You're
it?
not a moon druid.
Oh, that's right. Fudge. Well, still. Probably like 60.
Temperance, you're up next. You be thinking about what you want to do.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm thinking.
Can I make it to the top with 60 feet or no?
I mean, I didn't look at the like the distance. Let's look at your. No, definitely not. You're 135 feet away.
Ah, blast. Oh, a giant eagle. I can do a giant eagle. That's 80 feet. So at least that's past halfway.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. A giant eagle just right in front of the building, in front of your other Dusk Elf guards that were kind of hanging out in front. You get around, and just as you're like, hi, you hear shouting and spells going off in the distance, and then
start
just
coming out of my fingers, and I'm up.
Alrighty. Temperance, what do you do? Any spells you cast at the one that's right in front of you will be at disadvantage because you're within 5 feet.
Yeah. I really didn't want to have this fight.
Well,
Now we're in it.
I never actually did damage, so now's the opportunity to try and talk us out of it.
Yeah.
There's already 3 fires in that tent.
Cast mass suggestion on everybody.
You what?
I want to cast mass suggestion.
Mass suggestion?
Yeah.
You're talk me through knowing your alignment and everything. Talk me through how you would justify knowing that you want a fresh kill for fresh blood for your summon greater demon spell.
True.
Why you would try to talk people out of it. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying role play it with me to figure out why you would do that.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so to Temperance, we need allies going into the wedding because Temperance doesn't want to die in this fight. If we just go balls out and kill everyone right now, we don't have allies going into this fight, and she is more likely to die.
I mean, technically, you're only killing the Vistani. And as you know from the conversation that you had with the waiter inside of the Sanguine Rose, they were never your allies. In fact, he explicitly said you'll never be able to trust them.
But Radovan just said that these Vistani were fine.
No, I didn't. I said
I
this is
misunderstood
why
that
I
then?
hate them.
Yeah,
Oh,
he kind of said the exact opposite.
I thought the implication was that like these guys are fine, and they've told the stories that shows you that all of the other
So
ones.
these guys, as far
These
as I
Vistani aren't like
understand,
other Vistani.
no, these
Okay,
Vistanis
So I misunderstood that.
have subjugated the Dusk Elves, as far as I feel like I'm following here. So they're actually assholes.
Yeah, imagine Rahadin.
But just so you know, killing these Vistanis may rescind our invitation to the wedding. That's the repercussion for the actions that I've
But if
taken.
we don't have
Think
an
of those
invitation to the
appetizers.
wedding,
We
Those
just couldn't
canapes.
see.
we don't have to go.
We might be missing out on tasty victuals.
Yeah.
Think of the food, man.
Think of the food.
Yeah, you want some tasty cruditites.
I do want tasty little foodies.
They might have some
And
inside
a fun
their tent.
party.
Oh,
Yeah, so
right.
that's what the repercussions for attacking the Vishtanis are going to be, is that we'll probably lose our good standing with Strahd, because he'll be annoyed with us. But overall, that's the only repercussions that I can see. The Dusk Elves might thank us. Who knows?
Give me what's your spellcasting modifier? Charisma, like you're a charisma based caster. Give me a d20, add your charisma modifier, and if it's greater than 10, I'll allow you to choose the right path. Okay.
Maybe
Are
she's
you?
just, like
I mean,
Nora's all hot-headed.
what's
I went
the?
with the saving throw. It's the D20 plus my charisma plus.
You rolled a
it's
15.
also-
Okay, it doesn't matter.
it's-
You rolled a 15. I was just gonna say if it was greater than 10. Okay, you can cast your mass suggestion.
Okay.
So
who are you casting mass suggestion on?
Everybody.
Yeah. I can
But
cast it on.
what's the radius?
Oh, good question.
you're definitely
60
impacted.
feet.
Oh, I know, 100%. I'm just thinking, Whip Guy may not be.
Everybody sit.
No, it's 60 feet.
Oh yeah, everybody is.
Yeah.
Even some of the
Those
horses.
fucking horses will be, yeah.
All right, everybody roll a wisdom
I think it's gotta
save.
be people, but
Well, what do you suggest us to do first?
I suggest we all sit down
and discuss this before killing each other.
All right.
I sit down.
Fucking Ramiz is ready to do whatever he wants. I'm not saying you don't have to. We can fight. Let's just for a second.
They
Seems
all
reasonable.
Sit down.
lower their weapons. The ones closest to you kind of lean up against the wagon, sitting on the wheel. The other one goes and sits on a barrel. But everyone is back to at a peace and not fighting.
I'm still waiting for my answer for the horse, but now it's just like I got bow and arrow ready. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
What was your question of the horse again? Are they normally like this?
They normally
normally
this cruel.
Oh, you get a resounding yes.
Wow. Okay. Well, that paired with the fact that mass suggestion.
But I will say that not to the horses.
It's good at least.
Not to the horses.
I like them a little bit.
Yeah, they're like Dothraki.
Okay, that's good.
They treat their horses better than they treat their people.
Exactly. Yes.
I will still have the bow and arrow out, and maybe not pulled back all the way, but just enough that if somebody decides to do something stupid, I'm gonna be ready for it.
Now that you have them seated and at your attention, what do you do?
Anderson still kind of, I mean, he sat down because of the mass suggestion, but still seated. He's like, look, we can find your daughter, and I know we can find her, but how about we hold off on any punishments until there are any definite news as to whether or not she's okay? Can we agree on that?
How long does the suggestion last for? Is it just...
I think it's just the one suggestion.
Yeah, I believe it's at least 8 or 24 hours.
You suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence or two and magically influence up to 12 creatures of your choice.
I think they just have to complete the thing and then it's done.
Okay.
Unless it's asking them to hurt themselves.
Okay. So after a few moments go by, Luvash, the one that was with the whip, I will refrain from the last lashing. That's all I had left anyways. I don't see why we needed to go through the hostilities. I do not barge into your house and tell you how to discipline your children or your people. I am the leader here. Look, these are our customs.
Can we get through just the important parts? Where was your daughter seen last, sir?
Rumor has it that she was on the northern side of Vallaki. They were in Vallaki picking up some supplies, and this one slept in. My daughter wandered about town and has not been seen since.
Thank you.
Radovan flies in.
Yeah.
Stop fighting. Oh.
Well, look, we can go into Vallaki and help the Dusk Elves search for her. No problem. Does that sound okay with you?
I don't have any reason to trust you. There's literally no... Why should I... What is in it for you? Why are you even here? You still haven't told me why you're here.
I look at Radovan.
Point at Radovan.
Flying like a little eagle.
What's this guy's name again?
Luvash. There's Aragal, who's inside of the tent, who is still seated down.
In our travels, we found a member of your village, and we were bringing him home.
Very loosely. I'm just popping in Aragal.
Right, hold on. You're looking for Aragal?
No, I call him Aragal.
Oh. I am Luvash. Aragal is inside. And then Aragal, hearing his name called, steps out. Yes, I was hearing the commotion, but I had the overwhelming urge to sit and contemplate my decisions, and so I did. I do not recognize you. You're from this encampment.
Suppose I'm a little older. I don't really keep track of you all.
Neither do I. Anyways, what even so, you come here just to have him visit some of his friends, I take it?
I've been gone a long time. We won't be here long.
Coming in, starting trouble, and then claiming you want to help us.
We claimed we wanted to help you before the trouble started.
I do not care if you help or not. We already have some of our finest trackers looking for her. But if you must look for a place to start, it was last rumored that she was down by the lake.
Who is this?
His daughter's missing.
Luvash's
They
daughter.
thought killing this woman would bring his daughter back.
I was never going to kill her, only whip her. One
That's
whip.
right. You were just going to torture a girl who did nothing wrong. Torture works great. It really gets you what you want.
I just suppose wherever it is that you come from, there's no consequences for actions. If you were in charge of watching someone, making sure that they're safe, and then they are not safe, what do you suppose the most reasonable punishment should be for losing a human due to negligence?
With that, you know what? I think we can talk philosophies later. I think we both don't want to see each other right now, so we'll get out of your hair.
So she just wandered off, and nobody knows really where. We'll find her.
I would like to take the woman with us to make sure her safety is also ensured. Because who's to say?
Did you say that out loud to them or to your companions?
To my companions. I'm not trying to. But I mean, who's to say that the moment we leave to go actually help them, they're not going to continue to do the barbaric thing that they're doing to this poor woman?
It's not our job to save her.
But we're here now when we can.
And you have. If the punishment's done, then it's done.
He promised more.
Seems like he's going to do more if the daughter's harmed. Look, if we bring her with us, I feel like that might be more of a liability than anything.
Just to Velaki, we could just put her in Temperance's old house, or...
I don't expect that this will take that long. In fact, I could go look now.
She needs medical attention.
Who better to go look for her?
I think she's talking about the woman that was lashed.
That's bleeding?
Oh. I thought you meant that. I thought you said she may need medical attention.
Yeah, no, that's that case too, yes. I appreciate you offering to go look for her, but I don't feel good
Healing
leaving this woman unattended right now.
On the woman who's on the ground.
I was gonna say, they said they had healers that will mend her wounds.
And during all of this, you eventually start to see dozens of Vistani starting to pile out from the wagons around you. Let me...
Well, this was not going to be a good fight.
It would have been fine.
I mean, it would have been a repeat of the zombies, I think. You know, mine's like the giant one that would absolutely like.
You
fuck
think
one
there's
of us up,
a giant kangaroo Vistani that'll come up out of the ground?
Yeah. But I mean, the Dusk Elves might join us because I feel like they're slaves to the Vistani. So we'd have more allies.
We won't be able to get the horses. The horses seem pretty tight with the Vistani.
I don't know.
Get a lot of carrots from what I hear.
Alrighty.
Can we have your word that no more harm will be done to this woman? And then we can give you our word that we'll do everything we can to find your missing daughter?
Aragal comes fully out of the tent and takes in the lot of you, then walks over to Luvash and whispers. Luvash looks back out over you. Ah, I see. Playthings. Coming. It is a good thing that you missed with that ice knife.
It was a warning shot.
I'm sure it was. Oh, the world of hurt you would have been in. Do you
Don't
not...
look that scary to me.
Do you not understand? If you would have broken the treaty, the peace, what world of hurt would have rained down upon you from the skies? You would have never made it
scared.
to the wedding. I don't want your help.
How about we all just get out of here?
Take what you came for and leave. You will not help me find my daughter. I do not want the help from you. We will find her just fine.
Radovan, buddy, did you find what you needed, or do we need to spend more time here?
No, I heard you yelling up here, so I diverted my business with...
We will conduct our business away from this mound. And then we will be on our way.
Watch your wagons, he says to the rest of them. And they all just kind of post up and make a patrol.
If I
We
hear
will be
screaming,
watching
I will
you.
be back.
If there is screaming, I hope you do come back.
I'm gonna pat the horse that I talked to on the head.
And then it whinnies like, fucking see, I told you, dude. They're crazy.
They're fucked up.
Oh, now we're playing combat music? Oh, okay,
No,
that's
we're not.
nice.
Let me mute it.
And I'm just gonna kind of like do one of these things, and like,
Yeah, but that's 100 Vistani that won't be at the wedding if we fuck
come on,
them up.
guys.
That's what I'm just saying.
Alrighty, and we
Yeah, but
will.
it's also one Strahd who will absolutely come down with an army and kick our ass right here and now.
Yeah, remember the flood and the stoning and the
Yeah.
slaughters? Like,
I mean, if you think that power won't get you inside of the castle,